Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back. Planet Coaster 2. Hold on. Wait for it. There it is. Took a second. I had to switch it to the right game because we were playing Card Shop Simulator earlier, so didn't automatically have it on Planet Coaster like we usually do, so I went and gotten some dinner, hung out with my stepdad and everything, and now we're back in Planet Coaster. So, for stream number 2 of the day. Sorry, second stream of the day. Two streams. That's crazy. So I did something really cool, and I did install a certain new mod that came out not long ago. Basically a new coaster type. So I also had to make some adjustments because some of my mods were outdated, and it looks like Sky Studio's gonna mess up again. There's like a weird Sky Studio needs a new update, and they're currently working on it. However, it is kind of a little bit buggy right now because the fix that they have for Sky Studio isn't. So the old one, it won't allow you to click on it. So I might actually try and get rid of it because this one is a little bit buggy, I can tell. And it is gonna cause some issues. So we might go ahead and get rid of that for a second, so just hold on. Don't worry, don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back. So just hang tight for a moment. We'll be right back. I'm gonna do some file manipulation here. I might actually have to download. DoorDash is delayed. Oh no. Sorry, I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was for this, but I've been messing with the mods and I gotta get it correct here. So I'm gonna go back to Sky Studio and get the OG file here. There we go. There it is. See if it will work after reinstalling it. It probably won't, but that's okay. We'll just live without it. There's no update yet, no. Frontier hasn't announced anything yet. It's definitely got to be within the next week. They aren't going to just drop an update without saying anything, so they'll definitely tell us something beforehand. So, they'll give us a heads up of what's to come. For sure. They're not just going to drop something without even saying anything. And it might just be like a day or two before it drops. I don't think there's a big DLC coming, so until June, I believe. So that's something that. Sorry, I'm getting into my mods here. Planet Coaster 2. Sorry, I had to real quick fix this real quick. I was gonna use the kind of crappy patch version, but yeah, it's not very great. It works, but it's not great. So I think they're working on a fix for the Sky Studio. So might have to be without Sky Studio for just a little bit, but that's okay. All I know is for the new update is that we are going to be getting some form of arcade games with the teaser that they dropped. So that is for sure. Alright, so that still works, so that's good. Alright, let's go back into here. Creative Sandbox. And load this back up. But yeah, I'm very hopeful that we'll be getting some midway games or something along those lines. There we go. And Sky Studio still doesn't work. This is the problem with Sky Studio. The button's not working. It won't let you open it with the new update. It kind of breaks Sky Studio, unfortunately, but that's alright. Either Sky Studio or an Alpine coaster. So we have now an Alpine coaster with this mod. This is such a cool mod too. Not only do we get this, but we also get a platform that's really simple and small right here, which is so cool. So, like, we get like a cool station that you can really decorate up and do whatever you can. I think this would be a cool mod as well, where they eliminate the huge platform and allow us to. I think it'd be cool if we could customize the load gates a little bit too. Also be cool. So here is our lift hill. If you know anything about these little Alpine coasters in real life, they have like this little cable lift. So that's kind of replicated here. We also have auto-generated supports. So when it's closer to the ground, it uses like these tiny supports. When it gets further up, it uses these larger supports. So, which is kind of cool. We have that, and then we have a few different types of track. We have this one, which has the little brake line in it, I believe it is, and then you have just a regular track as well. It also utilizes trim brakes, also as well, so you can control the speed. But you can also do like this cool netting as well. You can do left, right, or both, like you'll see on those Alpine coasters. A perfect 10 excitement coaster with realistic G-forces. That's really cool. Hopefully the update don't kill it. I don't see why the update would kill it. I don't think they're gonna be messing with any of that. So, but yeah, I wasn't very interested too much in the Mauer Spike coaster, which was interesting. But anyways, I wish they would add multi-move to the game and dual load and unload station. Yeah, to be able to add some cool unload stations would be cool. Or like dual load stations. You can somewhat replicate it. Say like oh, let's just use the. You can kind of because you can like snap them together. Like say if I was to utilize this one, and let's say I built another raid coaster. That was the other way. They actually do kind of snap together, so you can kind of do something like this. It's like the closest you can do. Obviously, these are two separate rides, so I'm assuming you're thinking of like a dual load station for the same coaster, which would be really cool. But it is kind of cool how you can. I do like that we can connect these kind of like this. So, I mean, you could potentially make a pretend one. Interesting, but. Okay, so you actually have it on the workshop. That's cool. For your perfect 10 excitement coaster. That's neat. I don't think I've ever built a 10 excitement coaster before. Myself. But yeah, this new Alpine coaster, pretty cool. Pretty awesome, I think. And yeah, so you can now have this, and then if we place down our entrance, the only thing is I can't get the entrance and exit. It's kind of like a glitch with this station, I think, so I have to do like separate load and unload stations, which I mean works fine probably, or make it a little bit longer. There's no news on the update, no. Frontier has not released anything. Obviously there's one coming this month, so you know how Frontier is, they like to be pretty silent up until like right before it comes out. So I'm sure once they announce it or reveal stuff about it, I'm sure it will be like literally releasing right then and there, or like within a day or two, week at the most. But like we have like barely over a week left in this month, so G-force is lower than 4G's, which is really hard to do. Definitely. Is it a launch coaster, or is it like... I'd imagine you'd need a launch coaster, because that way the excitement stays up higher for longer. Or like, you don't have... Because the lift hill can kill that excitement rating quite a bit, because it takes a while to get up it, and... you know, never mind. Anyways, yeah. We got this coaster now. I probably should reinstall the Intamin Hot Racer, essentially. That was a really cool model too. We have the Mauer Spike coaster as well. Very cool. A lot of people... it's a very cool design. It's not, for some reason, it's not something I'd put in my park, so... Honestly, I don't know what it is, but I just wouldn't use it. Phone's exploding, I'm exploding, trying to do so many things at once. I'm a popular person sometimes. Anyways. Same layout as King Ka, but with an air launch. Ooh. Using an air launch. So did you use like mods, or did you use like the actual air launch coaster and just make it with that layout? We got the S&S air launch, pneumatic launch here, which is super punchy. Just curious. Or did you use like the King Ka version or coaster, like basically the... Did you use the hydraulic launch coaster, just utilizing the pneumatic on the mod, which I've never actually gotten to work. I'm gonna be real. Never actually got it to work before. I can do this, and then I could find the pneumatic launch, which is right here, but it's invisible. I've never actually gotten it to work. So you just use the S&S air. Gotcha. 0.7G acceleration. That's pretty cool. So I'm assuming it's a really short layout, if it's kind of like Ka, or King Ka. Alright, so my question to you guys is, I wanted to do something fun today. I wanted to build a really cool coaster and everything, but I want you guys to kind of help me along. What coaster type should I build? Anything I build today, I do want to try and put on the workshop, but I want you guys to choose and help me out. I got stuff that I would personally like to build, but I'd like to hear what you guys... I mean, I can make an Alpine coaster with the new mod that I just installed, or we can do something in-game, because if you don't have the mod, you know, it's not going to really work, so... A lot of people, sorry, console users. But what do you guys think? Y'all are speechless, but I need some help. I need some motivation to figure out what I should be working on. Personally, I always love Monarch Extreme Spinning Coasters. I could build those all the time. Extreme Spinning Coaster would be fun to build. We can also do a raid coaster. Also the Intamin Intamin Blitz, basically. Or we could do something along wood, or we could do something... I want to do something kind of unique-ish a little bit. Something I wanted to work on was like a compact mock extreme spinner. That's something I wanted to do. A GCI, okay. Maybe like a GCI coaster. Top Thrill. I don't know, what do you guys think? This is the hardest part, trying to figure out what to start to building. High excitement, but small layout. Height indoor coaster. I don't know. Like I said, I kind of had interest. I don't know what you guys think, but like a compact, smaller, Mock Rides Extreme spinning coaster. Kind of like a, say like a small compact one that would be affordable to a smaller park. But it still packs a punch, you know. Maybe has 2 launches, maybe only 3 cars. Kind of like the concept, I'm actually going to bring it up. When they first brought up the Mock Extreme spinning coaster. When they first brought it up, let's see. When they first brought it up, Mock. Let me see if I can bring the video, see the video of when they first announced, like first like prototype APA. The compact layout version, there it is. Don't know if they're using copyrighted music, but something along, yeah, because these use 3 cars. You know, kind of like, it was kind of like, not really a shuttle coaster, but like it used like the one launch and then it goes back and forth. It has like 2 elements. I want something not like that, but something, like on the shorter scale. So I got that. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, but I don't know if you guys have seen, like, this was like 9 years, this video was posted 9 years ago, of this compact version of the Extreme Spinning Coaster. It was when they first revealed the Extreme Spinner, and none of them have ever been built, like a small compact version like this. So I thought it would be kind of cool to maybe potentially like build something similar to it. It also featured like a turntable option, so you could run 2 trains on it. Or you can do like the turntable or like this little 2 different train combination, which was also really cool. I'm surprised no parks had ever actually got one of these, because I feel like they'd be pretty affordable. At least back at the time. Universal Wolfman coaster, but better. Potentially. But yeah, let's, I think I might do that. Compact version of the Extreme Spinner. That, would work for small parks, but it's not going to, I don't want it to be like the small version they showed off at IAAPA so many years ago, but I want it to be like just a small compact version of the ride. So what we're gonna do, so we first get our station. Raise it up a little bit here. Let's get far enough away. Let's go around right here. Raise it up a little bit here. And we're gonna go edit mode. I'm actually gonna make the station a little bit smaller. We're gonna do a 3-car train. kind of like the concept. So it's going to be a 3-car train, so there's only going to be 12 riders per train, and I'd like to see if I can fit more than, like, multiple trains on this, too. But this would be a nice little compact layout for those that want to do, like, a really cool small layout for their parks. What I'm thinking here for color, we haven't really seen a Mock Extreme Spinner. Like a blue color scheme. I think I'm going to do like all blue here, and then for the supports, we're going to do kind of like a grayish blue color. It's like lighter. As for the trains, make this kind of a gray. Red, we'll do, I like some icy colors here. Alright, so this is the car. Black part here. Yeah, we can do like a lighter blue. Like that. And we might attach some scenery to it as well. That'd be kind of cool. Indoor version of Voltron. There's ways to probably do a Striker Coaster, but I think I'm going to wait to see if Planet Coaster actually gives us a Striker Coaster at some point. Just personally, I think it'd be cool if they did do that. Alright, can I do 3 cars on this short of station? See, I want the station to be smaller than this. Small, but it's not going to let me, so we're going to have to have the station that big. Like, I don't know why I can't do... This is the 3-car station here. Like, that's just so much extra track there for no reason. Makes it harder for, like, making a compact version, you know? The station's got to be so freaking big for no reason. A little hard. Alright. What if the spin helps the excitement? That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure if it does or not. Now I need to figure out how we want to start this ride out. Should I make it very like... Should we start out with a launch and then make it like go over itself and just do the layout from there? Or should we do like a turn, have a launch, and just make it compact? That's kind of the question here. So do we just go right out of the station and launch? Or how should we go about this? I don't know why we're on page 2. That's weird. Let's see. I think we're going to start off with the eddy current spinner, which is a nice piece to start off with. Because this will allow us to do our spin rate and everything like that, which I think we're going to put at around 160-ish something. And then we need to do our force applied. Not really sure where to put this at. Maybe start at 20 and see how well that goes off. Start with a heartline roll. So should we do like kind of similar to Ride to Happiness? Just start with like a slow roll out of the station. Do a B&M coaster where the lore is that a mad German scientist trying to build a flying machine. Isn't that just Wildfire at Silver Dollar City? Alright, we're going to do 10 feet, and we're going to go back to here. And we want this track piece. Lock spinning can be turned on and off. But we need to turn our banking offset on. Only thing is hopefully I can still make it compact. So We'll start off like really slow, and then we're gonna kick it into high gear. All right, I gotta use the restroom real quick, guys. So before we get really far into this layout, I'm gonna go do that real quick. I'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. All right, back, ready to roll. Patience, guys, as we get back in here. So I should try and do a 10 excitement spin codes today just for fun. Yeah, why not? Also within limits, of course. Yeah, I gotta make it as realistic as possible. So let's see. We're gonna try. I'm still kind of new of using the 4-meter method, so we're gonna see how this goes. I don't know. Should we? I feel like it takes so long to get the roll going. Problem. But with, of course, being 3-car trains, we could probably make this tighter anyways. Probably make it as even as possible. So let's start 30. I don't know if that's too much, because, like, I'm hoping the smooth tool will help us out here, of course. That would put us at 90 right there. We'll just have to test it. 100. Be 120. Be the next one, right? Still feels really long. I don't know. And of course, maybe I should make the banking offset a little bit less too. I don't know. Try getting the too much scaling mod. It should be easy enough, right? Do you have... Did you install the mod you have... There's a mod you have to install in order for mods to work. Did you install that? It's like ACSE or something like that. I forgot the exact name of it, but it's something along the lines of that. Alright, see, that would put us up. See, I feel like that's still very elongated. As much as I like the idea of doing that right out the gate, I think we're gonna start with a launch. Like a little launch boost. You installed that? Okay, just making sure, because that, you have to have that installed for mods to work. Of course, so. Just getting that possibility out of the way. Coaster track limits works, but not too much scaling. Do you have the latest version? Maybe? I think I've seen people having issues with it since the last update with the Forge, whatever it is, Forge. Oh, but I'm not sure. Alright, so we're gonna immediately go into a launch here. And since we want this to be as compact as possible, this launch is going to lead us up into our first element. So, like, it's gonna actually launch us upwards like this. Roller coasters are cool, yeah! Also, welcome Noah. Hope you're doing awesome. Probably can get up to 90 at this point. Maybe. Maybe do one more piece. And we're going for a very compact layout, so. Alright, let's try and go from there. What are we doing? Why did we, what's with that? Weird. We're at the 10 feet, so we're good there. I quit on the JoJo roll because it's not going to help me with the compact layout. I wanted to do it, but I'm gonna... It would be great for a full layout, I think, but for what I want to accomplish here, we're gonna do it this way. We're at 22 there, yeah, let's make it a little bit less gradual. Start to get to 90. Not sure, quite sure on the shaping yet, but we'll figure it out. Dr. Diabolicals. What about it? What am I not forgetting about it? How about an upside down launch like Great Adventure, Project Purple? Maybe if we incorporate a second launch, since we're trying to make this compact, maybe like an inverted a stall with a launch could be an idea. That might not be the worst idea. And could be quite interesting of a concept. I know Jake is not a fan of the Project Purple name. We're gonna start banking the other way a little bit here. I think we're gonna go straight into maybe like a dive loop. Maybe. So like Emmelman, dive loop. Hopefully the smoothing will help us out here. Very much hoping so. I'm sure it will. Just gotta trust the process. So far, this element's larger than than this one. Maybe we should work on that a little bit. It had to be much smaller, but just a little bit smaller. Alright, well, it's still taller. As long as it's got some good speed going through there, I don't think it would be a big issue, but... doing the rotation here takes a... kind of get it going, you know? We don't have to be at the 180 point right away either. Go. And I'm still kind of learning the ropes of the 4-meter method a bit. In a way, so be a little bit patient with me in that regard. Still learning new tricks. I think that's gonna be okay though. But that's a way to pack in 2 quick inversions right out the gate. And hopefully we have enough speed on this. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick test right out the gate so we can make sure that this launch is going to be adequate. We can actually see if we need to adjust, obviously, the speeds that we need to. Maybe speed it up a little bit too. but it's gonna make it through those, so that's cool. Theme this to a jet ski crashing. I don't think we're gonna have much of a theme on this ride. It's gonna be kind of generic, so be real with y'all. Near the end of April, I haven't gotten any further news about the update. Like I said earlier, when someone else commented about it, that, yeah, that's just how Frontier operates. They usually don't say anything until right up until the update, you know? So, they'll kind of show off what they're gonna do, and then boom, it's here in our hands, you know? They don't really share much until it's almost already here. That's just how they are. Don't really market it up until right before it comes out. Might do like a little turn here potentially. Not entirely sure. Again, we're trying to keep it compact. Kind of have an idea. Instead of doing that, let's actually go kind of good way up here. Get some good height going. They do like to leave people in suspense. That is for sure. But at the same time, it's nice to get some information knowing that stuff is being worked on, you know? At the very same time. Even if you don't reveal anything, at least let us know you're working on something. So, I'm glad that they did finally kind of do that, but it's kind of like, man, people are getting to the point, people are actually starting to get to the point where they're like, is there even... like, they just stopped working on Planet Coaster, you know? People actually started to think that they were just gonna stop working on it, or like have no more support for it. Test every end to make sure the G-form is good and exciting before doing the next element. That's very smart, actually. Only thing is I don't really want to test that too much until we actually get it smoothed out, but I mean, that is very smart, though. It is a secret to, yeah, that's definitely good if you're trying to get the most excitement out of it. You got to make sure each element is pulling that 10 excitement. Now, I'm not very good at doing Outer Banks. I think we need to go the opposite direction. I could be wrong, completely wrong here. When it comes to, like, our banking situation here. And you gotta be kind of a little bit careful with it. You don't want to bank too much. create too many crazy, weird forces. But we have seen them do Outer Banks before on here, and we'll be should be at a fairly low speed here, so that's kind of my idea. See, my point is I kind of want to rotate around here, have another kind of big drop, and then go into a stall where we might throw in that inverted launch, potentially. Like I said, it's going to be a short and small layout. Alright, I got another idea. I keep changing my stuff here. Bear with me. So let's do first a little dip down like this. Gonna do like kind of a normal bank, and then we're gonna pop up a little bit here. So if we go here, then do this. A little bit more gradual here on our outer bank. This is where we're gonna create a little bit of that uniqueness factor here for this kind of ride. Duck down here. Yeah, the Axis coaster would be such a good addition. Axis, next gen Vekoma flying coaster. That would all be so cool. But yeah, we're gonna have kind of like a slow moment here where it kind of banks out the outside, and then we're gonna throw in a nice little drop here that's also going to bank a little bit. We do need to turn a little bit here. Turn is not exactly what I wanted there, so let's a little bit more gradual. Put a 0 there. Go 0 here. 0 here. Alright, let's go ahead and do a test to see where we're at. I'm the most unsure about this little spot here, this little weird turnaround that I put together. That's what I'm most uncertain of, so let's go ahead and test it out and see where we're at. I could end up changing that, so. 4-seater wooden coaster train, but it's so bad I don't know why all the others, but yeah, all you would have to really do is, I mean, you could keep it on there and just change the option for it, you know? Just wanted to see kind of how the speed's looking here. Not too shabby. I actually think what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and start smoothing out. Usually you'd wait a little bit, but we're going to start smoothing out now just because I want to get a full understanding where we're at here. Let's go ahead and smooth this out. We're just gonna have to go through here tons of times. Might have to reshape that a little bit. I think the dive loop shaping looks really good, though. You can use a separate unload station more easily to test the max G-force. Any trips planned? I wish. Bruh, I ain't got no money to take trips. No, I am hoping, I'm just gonna have to see how my finances are, but for sure I do want to try and take a Dollywood trip later in the year, like maybe September-ish, potentially. I'm not sure. Our whole team, my team is planning on doing a trip like that, so I'd love to be a part of that. But we're gonna have to wait I'm just gonna have to wait and see my financial situation is going, and we'll go from there. Doesn't look like it's going bad here. Hollywood seems so fun. I'd love to go one day. Absolutely. It's that exit there with the launch. It's kind of wonky. We might be able to do something here. I'm not sure if it'll work completely. It's a little fast, so we might actually have to slow the launch down if we want it to be a little bit more realistic. So what we could do here is I might actually take the launch and take the launch out, and then change it to a normal track piece like this, and then we're just gonna smooth this out accordingly, and then hopefully it will allow us to still put the launch in. like smooth this out. Forward and backwards a bit. Smooth the element out a bit more. I think that shaping is a lot better now, so what we're gonna do now is we'll take this and hopefully we can make this a launch up to right there. See, and that's why I had to do the mod piece there, otherwise it won't let us place the regular piece of track. Bank any of these pieces? No, didn't. So maybe we can get away with this, but I'm not sure if that's gonna have enough oomph up there. We can see. I do want this launch to have a good kick to it, though. I think that'd be really nice. Might slow it down a little bit. It does still make it through. Might kick it up just a little bit, but it actually makes the layout a little bit more realistic, I think. In general. Like having that slowed down. Alright, let's see what it looks like on ride. Go for the bumper. And then we're going to look at the G-forces as well. Alright, that feels a lot better now. Wonder what the G-forces look like. I'm glad you asked. Let's take a look at the results. Testing here. See the excitement. G-forces here. Shouldn't be too extreme, actually. Now, obviously, I'm going for some high excitement, but obviously some good realism at the same time. But I still want it to... I'm not going for like 10s, obviously, but I want it to still be up there. We're gonna get it as much as we can. I think that's still pretty good, though. Like, I think that layout kind of works. Again, it is gonna be kind of a little bit of a mini layout, so this is where things get a little bit interesting. We're gonna go up here. Or like family coaster. It's not, yeah, it's not meant to be like crazy extreme. It's meant to be kind of like family, I guess family thrill with inversions, kind of. I'm going for more, I'm not going for super extreme. Going so high up. Had to throw in some boosts here. 180 would be way over here, and I think that's going to be a little bit too much. Maybe. Let's just... You know what? Let's just try and turn it harsher and see what we get. So let's start at 45 here. I know that's insanely much. 45 straight to 90. Never seen the 4-meter method. This is crazy to watch. I'm still kind of new to it myself. Look, I know how crazy this looks, but we've already smoothed out this part over here, so you can see kind of a little bit of the results of it. It looks fantastic, actually. The shaping. And if you notice, like, the small track pieces, there's a way to fix that too, so we're gonna do that once we're done with the layout also, so once we're doing more fine details. I think this dive loop turned out really good, by the way. I think that's the best element I made with it so far. This little emblem, or kind of emblem inversion here is kind of oddly shaped. We might go back and maybe shape that a little bit better, potentially. I'm just trying something here. I don't know if it's gonna work very well. I'm not sure if the smoothing's gonna fix this or not. Like, or maybe I should turn the banking offset down a little bit, because the offset kind of makes it insane. I'm just curious of what it will do. So if we go here, we can actually add even the regular in-game launch we'll add in here. I ask what park you ride up at? At Silver City, I work at Outlaw Run and Powder Keg. I'm a senior team lead, so I'm over 2 rides. I used to just be Outlaw Run, but I am now over both. Again, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I just want to see what will happen. Little bit of inspiration here from, you know, a certain thing. Does that turn have enough clearance from the support? That support's gonna go bye-bye. I'm not keeping that support. These supports are going bye-bye. So, these supports are a little irrelevant right now. Good eye, but I'm not going to be using those, so don't worry. Only thing is, I hope I'm not going too far if I do this. Like, I think I wanted to put this launch in the middle of it. May have saw you when you visited last summer. You probably did. If you ride any of those rides. I'm also signed off at a lot of different rides. Like, I'm signed off at Fire in the Hole, Time Traveler, half of the Grand Exposition, so some of the kid rides. I've operated those. Also, do Barn Swing as well. Barn Swing and Hilo Silos. But my home ride is Outlaw Run and also Powder Keg. I'm trying to think. Oh, what do you guys think? I feel like I should put... Maybe we should do like some sort of turnaround and then throw this launch in afterwards. Before we do that, though, I do want to test this out right here and see what the smooth tool will do to this. I think it's going to mainly keep its shaping on it, though. thing. Looks to be the case. It does a really good job of it, but that's some crazy maneuver right there. But you can do it kind of tight, but I feel like if you're going to do it tighter, we need to make the banking offset a little bit less. Because obviously it's a little bit too harsh at the top here. So yeah, we'll look into that. But I don't think I'm going to do that element just yet now. Alright, we're gonna travel upwards here a little bit. And start to turn. Basically, I want to get us going back the other way. This is a little too much. Here we go down to 6 feet. We're gonna go a little harsher here. Just a thought. I'm trying to make that where we're at least a little bit less. I feel like I have a little bit more control now. That's, I think, is what we want to be doing here. Now we're starting to get some less there. Probably go to 100 right there. We'll go point. Yeah, 180 range right there. Sorry. Anyways, what's up? Welcome. What's good? Everything. Everything's good. Do a little bit less there. Trying to get this lined up where I want it. puts us at 180 right there. Be at 10. Alright, and that shaping is actually nice for what we want to do. And I'm going to make this pretty small. This isn't going to be like a very super big launch. It's going to be more like a boost. Little baby boost here. Go right there, there, and that's it. Officially operating a powder keg. Did you do your audit yet? I know you got all your time in, but did you get all the audit? Did you actually do the audit yet? I haven't been over there in quite a few days, actually. Been an outlaw a lot lately. But if you did get it done, that's awesome. I know you got all your time in. Amazing. Sweet, you even passed your audits. That answers my question. Alright, so now we can kind of bend over here this way. Kind of go back around. All done. Sweet. Nice to have another operator in there, because I had to give Tiffany her breaks the other day, because she was the only scheduled operator. And I was at Outlaw, so it was kind of weird. It's not the first time I've had to do something like that, though. It's all good. It ended up being just fine. We did a really good job at it, getting all that in, so. Now hopefully, we're not gonna go too fast through that element. Or maybe we should. I don't know. We're gonna go a little bit gradual here. Looking at that now. You kind of want to go a little bit gradual. A little more gradual. Gonna be fun maneuvering some ride supports for this first element. It's always the toughest part, trying to keep it compact. Why did you place down before I was ready for you to place down? Trying to debate if I should like squeeze through this tiny little spot here or what I should be doing. Bank pretty heavily here. squeeze through here. I think. Building into the Heartline rule now. I think the game don't like speed, like low speed hang time. Probably not. Put you on our snack chatters. Yeah, I saw. We should start a streak. We could probably start a streak. I'm already on a streak with Jacob and Silas. I've kept those going. We're at like just I think a little over 150-day streak now on that. Started it last season. I hope that this isn't gonna go too fast. I think it might, so I'm a little like on this, because if we're going through a launch right here and then going through this way and it's even smaller than what this is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the forces are gonna be here. We might be a little bit too much. But who knows? Maybe it will just be fun. Maybe it will all just be a fun, good time. And nothing will go wrong. Okay, if this is a little bit tall, because we'll probably have a lot of speed to work with. The good news is the shaping is looking pretty solid. Let's get it smoothed up a bit. Bad news is we're rapidly approaching this track over here. We might have some clearance issues, maybe. Alright, we are gonna start looking at getting to the end of the ride. So what I want to do right now is we're gonna create a block zone section here. For those of you unfamiliar, block zone is a section of track one section currently occupied. I should definitely get that shirt though. For sure. That'd be fun. Alright, I need to figure out what we want to do here. So we're coming out of this turn. Maybe we go up and over here and do like a swooshing turn right here, hitting the final brake run. Or should we go up, over, and then over again? Just to kill off a little bit more momentum. Probably going to be our go-to. Probably do that. And then put another block zone here. Another break here. So what I'm thinking of doing, have followed, is we're going to go up. Up and over here. Wonder what the average load time of 12 street train like that? I don't know. Hopefully this will be a good little pop of airtime. Maybe. Degrees here. And just kind of gradually right under here. And then the idea here is we'll do one more turn the opposite direction, line us up with that brake run. Use an outer bank turn there. We might try. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what the excitement's looking at. If we feel like we need to do a little bit more excitement, we could potentially go back and see what we could do. As much as I want to put as much into here as I can, which obviously makes the ride more enjoyable for guests and makes it more popular in general. See what it does. we're gonna do a little bit here at the end. Oh, I have the wrong track piece selected. And we're basically gonna try and get this as close together as possible before connecting it. Hopefully making this turn as best as we can here. That way we can make this piece as small as possible. Connecting it, so. It can't be at too high a speed. Yeah, we need to see about how much speed we have here as well. And we can adjust the speeds by just adjusting our launches as well. I can make this launch do almost next to nothing. Maybe just make it a tiny little boost at most and go from there. So this is where we have not smoothed out. So we're going to go ahead and smooth out the rest of the layout here. Actually, just need to do the small section first for that launch. I haven't done that yet. But appreciate you guys checking out the channel today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream so far. If you have, hit that like button. Help us with that YouTube algorithm and get us up there in the ranks if you have been enjoying. If you're not subscribed and you like Planet Coaster, then I highly recommend you hit that subscribe button because we do a lot of Planet Coaster 2 content. So it's something you enjoy. Smooth this out much. A little bit. Alright, I think we got a nice little layout kind of going for us here. It might not be the most perfect layout of all time. And, you know, I try to be as realistic as I can, but I'm sure there's stuff in here that I can do better. Part of the experience. That roll might be a little tight, but again, we only got 3 cars, so might be able to maneuver it just fine. I'm learning as I go. And we might go in and potentially do the same thing kind of what we did with that launch. We'll see. A lot of clicking. So much easier than Planet Coaster 1, though. I'm glad they utilized the smooth forward and backward feature in the second game. Saves so much time smoothing. How are these looking? Rolls looking pretty nice. Need to take a look at the stall here. See, it's looking nice. Alright, why don't we do our first full circuit test run. I haven't messed with the launch speeds of this little boost here, the upside down launch just yet, so we'll just see how it is right then. And maybe we don't have to adjust, or maybe we do. It's set to the same speed as the others, so we'll see. We want to see the POV without the spinning, so we're doing front bumper. We'll do a spinning POV later, after we make sure that the track profiling is okay here. We did that little outer bank. Next turn. This is all new here. We haven't looked at any of this yet. And then we go into our boost. It actually has a little bit of hang time and then boosts it up to speed there. We might have to slow that down. Yeah, we're gonna have to slow that boost down a little bit. But I kind of like it. It was in need for a boost at that point of the ride, so those test results are probably gonna be a little bit too high for this little kick right here. But hey, 559. Not the worst. I mean, it's not green, but that's okay. I'm not going for like the craziest, most exciting ride. I'm just trying to get a nice compact ride. And our nausea is green, so that's good. Definitely in a good spot there. So let's go ahead and real quick edit our launch speeds here on the inverted launch. So we're gonna go down to about 44, and I think the acceleration's a little bit high on that, so let's turn that down significantly. I'm not gonna even look at the G-force. I know it's gonna be a little bit crazy there, so let's this time have the test results open at the same time. That way we can watch those simultaneously. Should have been doing that the whole time, so. Look at these results. Making sure we don't go over 4 Gs. Haven't seen much past 2 yet. There's some 3s. Nothing extreme here. This is where it gets a little insane, though. Yeah, we got a little high there. I couldn't see where it ended, but oh my gosh. Still a little fast. Going a lot faster than I thought it would. I still think the Gs have been fairly decent, though. I'm trying to watch both things at the same time, so if you saw something really wacky there, be sure to say something. Alright, let's see what the spinning looks like off-ride. Let's take a look at it off-ride at the moment. I really like this little compact layout, though. It's really cool. And that little bit of hang time, I know it's better off going a little faster, but I like it. It is. That kick still... It just has such a big kick out right there at the end of that element. It doesn't look too extreme off-ride. Just might be that pull-out right after the launch. I'm not sure if there's much I can do there. It looks fairly decent, though, when it comes to that. Let's take a look at the actual still results here. I think Fear Under 3 is a true everyone coaster in this game. Yeah, we're at 3.08, so we're just barely over that. So if we look at our max vertical G-force, we're at 3.74, so we're in that good range, I think. I think our G-forces are good. Biggest drop is only 53 feet. That's crazy. Max speed of 41.5 miles an hour, that's it. Crazy. I like this, though. Like this tight little compact layout. I think it works. Now, if we do block section, it's probably not gonna let me do 3 trains, because of how it's set up. So honestly, with a ride like this, you'd probably only run two trains to begin with. Let's do a little bit of testing with 2 trains. I like the little Outer Bank moment there. I think that gives it a good, unique feel. See, the push out is a little bit extreme there at the end. The only moment where I'm just like, man, that's a little much. That it might be a little bit too much, but I'm not sure. But for a tight little compact layout, it's pretty good, I think. Now, could the ride benefit for running 3 trains on this? Probably. Essentially, it's just this spot right here where it kicks you a little bit hard at the end there. I don't know if I should slow it down or keep it the way it is. It's not really dragging at any point, so like I feel like we could slow it down just a pinch. But I don't know. Let's just see what happens if we pull this down just a tiny bit. Not by much, just the tiniest little bit. And also, why not? Let's do a spin POV here too. See how crazy it is. It looks fun. Oh gosh, that's very disorienting. Oh, we're getting some good spins here. Oh my. I don't know, with the spinning, I don't know if you can count that as a family coaster. Spinning towards the end there gets a little extreme. It's got a good ending. Like, I feel like the ending really kicks it into really good status, though. I think that's the best right there. Feeling good about that, where it's at right now. Alright. Nice. I think we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. So we're going to do the trick. Yeah, spin POV is always crazy to watch. It really is. Alright, so You see how we have like little mini track sections? These pieces are way too small. Easy way to fix it is going to just select as many pieces as you want that you think would be in one track piece. So for instance, and we'll delete that, autocomplete, confirm. And we're just going to repeat this. Through the entire layout. And we'll keep its shape, but you want to do this at the end. You're not going to do any more. About 3 segments is pretty solid. 3 to 4. If you ask me. It will keep its shape and everything, so you don't have to worry about that. Might have been too much. We might just do 2 here. Didn't want to autocomplete. At least for those ones. If you want to make your segment track pieces longer, again, that's how we're going to do it. It works pretty darn well. Very, very nice. This is all for visual purposes, though. All for visual. But very much needed. And then we're gonna do, after this, we're gonna get our track segments that we want as well. For different track styles that we want to do. Do that one, we'll do it. Track limit 60. Oh wait, wrong track piece. What the heck are we doing? Like what? I was like, it was literally just done. What do you mean? Seeded track. You can't fool me with that. That one did not want to complete. Until now. We're almost there. A little bit time consuming, but it's worth it. Just to get that look that we want. Last turn. And it's kind of perfect for this last bit. There we go. It should ride exactly the same as it was. We just have all these track pieces now. Now we're going to select the pieces that I think are going to be the high stress points of the ride. So, kind of like spots like this. And then we're going to switch it to the thicker spine you would see on hot coasters like this. So like anywhere where there's like a high stress point, let's say right here. Like usually like low bending turns. Right here, another spot. Here maybe. Another spot. Maybe right there. Yeah, just those spots where there would be, or more likely be a beefier backbone. Like so. And I think that's good right there. Have your minute spinning coasters 7.78 excitement with just one left till. 112.5 degrees drop now. Oh, wow. Yeah, looking pretty good right here, I think. The Ultra Spin Coaster. Alright, so final stats. turns, of course. Curious of what the duration was. I wasn't paying attention to that. The duration of 62.20 seconds, so just over a minute. Track length of 2,041 feet. Very short. Average speed of 22.4 miles an hour. Biggest drop of 53.6. So on and so forth. Number of inversions does say 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, which is correct. So we got packed in 4 inversions. Apparently only 1 airtime count. Never really count the airtime results on here because coasters airtime results usually aren't very good. There's points where I'm just like, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's correct. Yeah. It happens. Yeah, that's pretty cool, like, for a small, compact layout. And some cool elements like an inverted launch. Kind of a pretty awesome ending with that, and it's got a pretty decently small footprint. Can operate with 2 trains. 12 passengers per train. Which obviously isn't a ton, but solid, I think. Considered how small, compact the ride is. See if we can get some good shots of it. Gotta wait for it, though. While the other train goes through. Yeah, this wouldn't be a coaster for Cedar Point, though. I feel like Cedar Point would get something that would have better capacity. This is for, like, smaller parks, is what I would imagine this would be. This was Cedar Point, yeah, they would need a 3rd train. Nice. What do you guys think? Not bad. Obviously, I could have done better, I think. But I think for my first little rodeo here, you go, again, not very familiar too much using 4-meter method. I'm still kind of new to using it, but I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm gonna save this because obviously we have a lot of work to do on it. Mini extreme spinning coaster. Big word. Big words there. So I think the next step would obviously be to do some custom supporting, which I'm not sure if I'm feeling up to tonight, but we definitely could need to get some custom supports on this thing and give it a nice little generic station and call it a blueprint. I think that'd be really cool. Today I kind of wanted to just do the layout for now. Hopefully we'll come back to it. Never like to make guarantees, just in case. I'm not feeling like it, you know, maybe we won't, but we'll see. I've really had motivation issues lately, so we'll see. Issues trying to stay motivated. Epic Island. That's something I made. I don't remember this. Explain myself. I actually think I remember doing this. I didn't really do much here. I could be a lot wrong. I don't know. We'll see. I like loading up stuff that I don't remember even doing, just to see what happens. I definitely use blueprints here. I kind of remember this ish. Did I do this during a stream? I think I streamed this. This was originally gonna be like the blueprint park, and then I ended up starting over and doing something different. But I can't remember if I was live streaming this. I do not recall if I live streamed this park. Then I think I got the idea, like, what if I just used nothing but blueprints? Because I wasn't at first. I was kind of doing a mixture of both, and then we made the blueprint park, which we should probably get back to at some point. Just saying. Oh, pretty cool. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna head off here for now. My creativity's starting to dwindle down a little bit, so I might head out for now and recharge, and hopefully it won't be too long till the next live stream. So appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys so much. We did 2 live streams today, which was kind of cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and appreciate your guys' supports, patience, all the above. Like, I really do. So, but thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Make sure you have a great day and cool tomorrow, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. So appreciate you guys again. Can't say it enough. See you guys next time. Bye.